So I'm gonna keep my promise to make the second part of this about the bet types. Okay, so I was talking about the European market, classical market, always going to be there, but there is always those perspectives, points of view, where you might find a margin in that market, right? Where could people possibly go wrong? Of course, this got to be the attempt to somehow make money in the end, and the classical market, European market, this will be pretty solid. I promise there's still some margin somewhere, right? But it's not the games that you usually are into. I mean, I don't want to, everyone's gonna do with this money what he wishes to, right? There's a lot of money in this market, and usually there's a direction of this flow, as I was trying to point out, right? And of course, there are those professionals, and anyone in that market. Also the sites that are offering those prices to you who wish to keep you entertained and stuff like that. But of course, they try to make the money flow their way, and you have to call those professionals. I mean, they are also doing a professional business, of course, right? So it's not an easy task for sure, right? To get even first of all, and then even to win in the end, right? So you gotta make sure. I mean, there is a chance to attack this market. I call it, and okay, I was trying to explain the European market with this couple of. I'm gonna put this one off. With a couple of interesting stuff within those bets that are there at offer. The 1x2 over under might be interesting. I mean, are there goals to come or not? But it's somehow, if you start to watch a game and you hope for an under, it feels a bit awkward, right? Well, how do you feel about it? I mean, football is a game, you want some goals. And if you watch it and you say, go away, I remember watching it with a girl once, and I told her, we don't want goals. And she went to the TV and tried to push those players back to the middle line somehow. They should not attack, right? It was a bit funny. But yeah, this is actually what you are hoping for, right? You don't want goals, you don't want to take, you want a real boring game, right? And fall asleep. So then it's your under, right? So usually people in Europe, as I said, they want football, so they go for over. And like this, as I told you, the Asians are more on the underside, and because they don't like football, they just they bet on under, like a technical bet, and this is why the market is pretty balanced there too. Anyway, I mean, all this stuff. I mean, I can't tell you how helpful this is in the long run to make you winning, right? To find the winning ways somehow. But let's stop this. The long-term bets I was rather talking about. I mean, for the big competitions and those over 4 weeks, maybe European Championship, World Cup, you might still wish to have some, but otherwise you had better things to do with your money than betting on Bayern to win the title for 120 or what you get at the market, right? This is boring to wait for €200 to win, and for a thing which feels pretty certain, but maybe it's not going to happen this time. Whatever it is, right? It's not so exciting. So there's one thing is, where is the error? The other thing, well, do you like this kind of betting? Well, you would be happy with anything that gives you money, right? That makes you money. As I said, with the corners also, it's you could bet on corners, maybe you still can, but it's a boring thing to wait for, right? If you wait, you want corners, yeah. Well, what is, nothing to do with football, right? Or you want them not to come. The Asian market, this is the big market, right? I'm just to give you these few headlines here. First of all, what we maybe at some point needed to discuss, right? We have this European market, we have the Asian market, which is a big market, and I was trying to point out how they are doing their business. And bet exchanges, this is Betfair usually. And there's spread betting, which I personally like very much. I had to explain you at one point, and maybe you like it too, but there's no market actually, and then this is I can tell you why. But I find it interesting. I find it good, very good, well thought out, well worked out, and yeah. But anyway, you needed to understand. Betting and running. This is the live betting, whatever it is. I mean, it's a very big market now. This market has grown, and they also had to some experience, and I can show you stuff I worked out to how to win at this market. But it's not an easy task either. Apart from the fact, I mean, you might be, maybe you still, love the entertainment or so, but as soon as things become professional, you gotta, think about what you do with your time, right? So, I'm still a football lover. I call myself, although, I can't avoid being angry every other day or virtually every day because something, and I've tried to point those things out in the other part of the when I talk about football, right? But that's a different story anyway. But still, I'm a football lover, call me, and I like this and all my life. And so, what was it? Want to see the football? Yeah, no, active. What was this? The point now, and when you watch football. Live betting, what you do with your time, right? Found the thread. What you do with your time, and if you're into live betting, there is, of course, you can say, well, it's still I love it, but if it's going to be business, right? Would you still love it? Especially if you have to watch out all the time, right? You see all those those live betters, so to say, at the stock market, which you can well compare, right? And they, million here, 1 million there, sell it, buy it, or so, right? So they don't have a long life usually. I don't know, but if they enjoy it, but it's some stress at least you can say, right? This is live betting, and I did it for a couple of years, but it's tough business anyway, and you need to understand this market, which is very anyway. So there's this betting and running, and maybe completely different story. There's lots of things to say about this, but I don't know if any one of you. But this is usually at the Asian market, and as it is a very balanced and very big market, it's actually you can go really big there and in running, and of course sides and goal lines. My system always has been, and this I'm trying to point out, it's nothing to do with this bet types really, but I wanted to have it here somewhere, and at least have those basics, probability for everything. So I simply try to work out the probabilities, and then I have the true price, and then I can still decide if I get better price, then I might go for it, or still leave it, but not go for the wrong side anyway. And how to work this out. Check the quality. This is what I was recommending to everyone, and you can call this summary again, whatever it is, but you have to add up the reciprocals of the bets you're making, of the price you're getting, reciprocal, add it up and compare it to the totals you're getting. This is also, of course, part of my system. I could show you plenty of stuff when I'm asked for this system. I'm going for this. Simply, work out the probability. The thing is here, the closer you come to working it out, the correct probability, the better your bets will be. But how close would you come? I mean, it's pretty hard stuff. What was this noise here? Compare the prices. I mean, you keep asking me where to place those bets, and well, usually you have your bookie. You're gonna get the money if you win, and it's an easy thing. You get the money there already, so you can make the bets, and you wouldn't like to spread your money all over, countries and everywhere in the world, and then you would feel uncertain about it, right? All I can say is the Asian market is the biggest market and it's the most reliable. This is what I yeah, no, where did I put this? Anyway, here, yeah, this was, yeah, the one story is, this is bet type, so to say, and this is about settling bets. I mean, there are people, this is something I was trying to watch here and find out, what are they proposing there? And of course, well, I should say I know this stuff, and I might even know it a bit better, I would say. I mean, settling, this is what they propose, but you will never win anything if you don't have an advantage on that. So the relationship between the price you're getting and the probability for this thing to happen gotta be on your side. If it's a 50% chance, you need a 2.0, the inverse of that, 2.0 or better, to make money in the end. And you still don't know, and I don't know, I can't tell the future. I can less than others because I can only say that I got 20%. So I have no idea if it's going to come, right? So I'm not into this, as I said here, reading the tea leaves. Yeah, I can't do that. Probability, and this is my whole answer, right? What is going to happen? This is going to happen by 30%, and that's all I know. And 30% are going to come in 30% of the cases. That's all. So anyway, the settling this, I don't know whether it's messing up here my format, but anyway. Settling bets, you can do that pre-game, and this is what those people propose. So they're settling their bets, right? But if they make bad bets, and just to settle them, they won't win any, either. There's a drawback in any of those, right? It's not just one-sided. I watched a couple of those, and whatever they are saying, right, it's usually rubbish, but yeah, well, I should be careful with that, because there are people, they say professional traders. Of course, you can still find something in there, but not the way that I heard there. This was not quite the working way. But yeah, settling bets, this is... yeah, you rather would say if you can settle a bet. I mean, let me give this one example that they all give, right? You go for an under, right? And after 15 minutes or so, and it's still 0-0. This is of course a drawback because you can make it 10 times successfully. Then the goal is going to come. You lose all the money you won, you lose it again, right? So anyways, but if it's gonna work out, you go for the under, you wait 15 minutes, you settle your bet because you go for the over then, and you got a all green. This is what they said at Betfair, right? When you see the yeah, I could show this, but what are your possible outcomes, and they are both green, right? Over green, under green, so you're gonna win. No matter what, right? This is all green. You're certainly gonna win. But I told you there's this disadvantage of a possible goal gonna come within 15 minutes. But what those traders would say, they would say they do not know what the right side is, but they don't care what the right side is. There is a good side still in their bet, but they don't care. They say, I'm gonna settle it, so either this one's made a mistake or this one. All those punters there around that are buying or selling those bets, one of them is making the error, so I don't mind, and I go bike riding because I made my money. So anyway, this settling stuff, you can, of course, this settling of bets, and I would have plenty of anecdotes about that, because sometimes you get some real good bets, and then you think, well, how could I settle it? Because I want some win right now. Imagine you have your 10-game combination, right? And then 9 games are winning already, and the 10th is still open, and you're about to win 1,500 quid, something like that. And then you say, okay, I would like to have 200 right now, so you can check out. And this is what those big here. I see the ads every day. And what they propose now, you can, how do they call it? they win before the final whistle or so. You can check out, you can settle your bets there at the betting office. Not a thing I would advise really, but sometimes, I've done that, of course. Yeah, everyone has done that, but usually, yeah, for some good reason. And there's also sometimes the payout problem, and you rather settle something because you want to make sure you're going to get your money. Whatever that is, right? There are reasons to check out, take your winnings. But settling is like, this is exactly like at the stock market, right? This is what the common mistake and people, but I'm not in the stock market. I'm just gonna mention this. When you you buy a value, right? You buy a value. You buy at 100. You hope for it to rise. Okay. What happens is it's gonna go down. So, but would you settle if it's on 90 because you say it's gonna be 80 tomorrow or within 2 weeks? Usually people don't do that because I settle my losses. I want to keep them low. This is what the real professional got to do, right? You also have to settle your losses in case it's a good bet you're still making, right? But they wouldn't do it, right? They always say, yeah, settle in case you're winning. But this is actually the worst you can do because you're accepting this is like an insurance. And on insurances, what I'm saying about an insurance, like any kind of insurance, right? What I say, how I call it is, you make a bet on something bad to happen to you and you wish it's not going to happen. So this is why you take an even worse price for it. So this is what the checkout, the settling of bets usually is. You make a bad bet to settle some winnings which you are happy about, but it's not a good bet. Yeah, now I wasted all this time already with the 16 minutes here, and you haven't seen a lot. Maybe I still was interesting. Here, the Asian market, right? And I was trying to show you this here, and I lost myself. Okay, and just quickly, 16 minutes, and how could I call it now? Bet the Asian way, right? This is here. This is the way I'm doing this myself. I just copied this Austrian league here and okay, I've done that. Maybe just take anyone from last weekend, and here are the results. St. Pölten lost. I lost this one, but I won the others anyway. This is this is the printout here I have for myself, and I can check here all those lines, right? But you have to understand those lines. This is what I was trying to do here. This is the closest line, and this is pretty much what market had here. This was market lines, right? Plus 0.25, so this was exactly the St. Pölten Sturm line was the closest. Because here's the difference in the golds. I'm expecting that's 0.35, so 0.25 is the closest. I mean, plus 0.25 means St. Pölten are the dog, right? Plus 0.25, minus 0.5, minus 0.25. Just the Rapid line was different. Because was my closest was minus 0.75, but that's why I went for Rapid, right? They only thought it's half a line, and I had 3/4 of a goal. And here it is, when you start betting the Asian way and open an account there, right? You have to know there are 5 possible outcomes. And now, you can watch this Bet the Asian Way Part 1 maybe to check how it all started there. But it's a very, well worked out market, and it's perfect, so to say. And you can be assured you get your money because they are not risking any money. It's other punters that you win the money from, like in bet exchanges. Anyway, you get always those 5 possible outcomes on any Asian line, right? You have 5 possible outcomes, some of which might not be on for this line, but there's always a loss, half loss, a push, half a win, or a win. And on a plus 0.25, right? If you have plus 0.25, there is just those 3 chances are on, right? There's just, you can lose in case St. Pölten lose. You can win half the money, half the price, times half your bet. If it's 1,000 on it, 500 you win, and 500 you get back, of course, right? because that's a push. So your bet is split up. If you make a plus 0.25, they, so to say, split up your bet. If you bet 1,000, then 500 are on the 0 line, on the draw no bet line, 500 on the on the plus 0.5. If it ends in a draw, the 500 on the draw no bet you get back, and the 500 on the plus 0.5 you win. So you win half your money times the price and get the other half back of your bet. So you win like half a bet. And you can win it, right? In case St. Pölten win. So I put those probabilities here just to yeah, that explain for this one example, right? You lose in case they are gonna lose. As usual, I put the inverse of those prices, but those are the true prices. I call it fair prices, true prices. I'm saying now, right? So those are the inverse, and you can see it's 100% anyway. It's either 1x or draw, or away win, sorry. And so you are gonna lose if Sturm are gonna win. You win half in case of a draw, and you win if St. Pölten are gonna win. And if this is a pretty, you can look here. It's not a straightforward calculation, so you would have to check this formula here. I put it in here, and it's working for all those, so it's always the same formula here. But because it's taking into account the half loss, half push, and so on, so every thing is in there. You can't really read it, but you can copy it and then check it yourself. But you wouldn't have those probabilities, maybe. It's something for a start. And this is the true price. And I don't know what market price was more than 2.14, something like that. I can't remember. So, but I was on St. Pölten anyway. I lost it, and but Rapid was a win. So there was 1.90 something, 89 or so. So I went for Rapid to win. But there's just two outcomes, because 0.5 line. This is win or loss. You can either they win or they don't win. And here you see the 55.7 is their chance to win. And this is the rest of the chance, right? This is 1 minus. Or this is the sum of these two. Anyway, true price here. And this is there is half loss as well. That's why I put it here, right? For Admira. Because there was minus 0.25 line. The line was minus 0.25. Where did I put it? Here. So this fell over here, my program, my QuickTime player. Broke down, no idea why, but I just wanted to finish this part here. And I was talking about the Admira bet, and this was a minus 0.25, as you see here. So in case of a minus 0.25, your bets are once again split on a 0 line and on a minus 0.5 line. So there is the possibility, in case of a draw, you split the bet, the draw bet, you get the money back, so half the money you get back, because half the money is on a draw, and the other half you lose, because this is on Admira to win. So there is the chance for it to be a push, half a win, and also no, the push is not on here in this case. There is a chance to win. No, I'm on Admira here. Half loss, loss in case Laska gonna win. A loss, 30.9%. Half loss in case of the draw, and the win in case of an Admira win. And this turns into a true price with that same formula that has been used up here. It's the same formula, but it's not straightforward, and it's a bit mathematical. You can still copy it because you can see it here, but you can use it, but it's not